Welcome back, guys. So in this video we're going to be working on creating sketches that outline the reference here for the 11 bodies that we're going to be bringing into Unreal Engine. But really quick, I do want you guys to see that I am working in millimeters for my units, and to double check what you're working in, you can go over here. So if this is closed, open up the browser and then go to document settings, hit that drop down, and quickly you'll see my units are millimeters. And if yours is something different, you can change it by selecting this icon, and to the right you'll see where it says unit type. I have millimeters, and you can find it here. And then once you select it, you can hit OK. Now let's just close that back up. Now we can start these sketches. And I do want to mention the fact that I did create this blueprint, and it's super simple to follow, guys. I gave you guys all the input values, so we don't have to worry about using any mathematical expressions to try to find the correct measurements for this. So yeah, and I also put the functions down below, so once we start getting a bit further down, we'll have those input values. So let's create a sketch, and we're going to start by going to the top left to select this icon that says create sketch, and if you don't see it here, hit the create drop down and go to create sketch, and you can either select the background or the 2D plane here. Now, like I mentioned, I gave you guys all the value inputs. So if I wanted to create this rectangular box shape here, we're going to use the 2-point rectangle at the top left. And if you don't have it here, you can hit the hotkey R on the keyboard, or you can hit the create drop down, go to rectangle, 2-point rectangle. Just that simple. So we're going to start at the top left corner for all of these values. So we'll left click once, and we'll just drag our mouse to the right a little bit, and let's middle mouse scroll out so we can see the input values. So really quick, I see 322.169, and we don't have to put millimeters, but we could if we want to. So let's hit tab and let's input 321.740, and now we can hit enter. Now if we middle mouse scroll out, we'll see that we have this outline shape here, and that's exactly what we want. And if you look at the other two panels, so for the window wall, or for the wall window and the wall panel 2, see they have the same values, so that means they're going to be the same shape ultimately. So we can just select any of these lines and double click on it to highlight all of them, and we can Control C, Control V to copy paste that, and we just want to move this down by selecting this top arrow. We'll match it up to the reference. Once we're satisfied, we can go to the right and hit OK, or you can right click and hit enter. Those are just two multiple ways of doing the same thing. And now we want to get this same shape over here, so we'll duplicate this by left clicking on it twice, Control C, Control V, and we'll just slide this over. And I believe this is off a little bit, so we'll have to drag it up a little bit as well. And that looks perfect, so we'll right click, hit OK. And since we're doing these walls, we might as well do the floor panel as well. So let's use our 2-point rectangle. Remember, the hotkey for that is R on the keyboard, and we'll start at the top left corner, and we'll move our mouse to the right while scrolling out, and let's enter these values: 347.673. hit tab on the keyboard. Now 348.081, hit enter, and just like that we have this shape. And I could do the rest of these, but I'll save these for the next sketch, just so we can start selecting these. And I want to select these profiles by holding shift and left clicking on all 4 of these. Now while they're selected and highlighted blue, we can right click on it and go to press pool. And if we hold shift and middle mouse press, we can rotate around. And while I have this blue arrow here, I can drag this out, or I can enter the values that we have here on the blueprint where it says press pool. We have 8.4 millimeters, so we can just put 8.4, and you can hit you can put after for millimeters, or you could just leave it out. It really doesn't matter. And once we're satisfied, let's hit enter, and now we have these bodies here. Now if you hit the bodies drop down on the left side of the bodies layer, you'll see we have 4 bodies, and we can toggle them on or off as we need to. Now that we have these, we can start adding this detail here, or we can wait. So I think I'll wait. What I want to do is start getting the rest of these shapes. So I'll go to create sketch, select the 2D background or the plane here in the background. And if we can't select the plane because we have a body here, you can always left click hold to select it through the body. So it will be XY. Hopefully I haven't lost anyone just yet. But yeah. So let's start working on this door frame. So we'll use the 2-point rectangle, start at the top left corner, and notice it's this part here, not this area. It's going to be this top left corner right here. Left click once, drag your mouse out, enter 377.000, hit tab on the keyboard. Now 321.740, enter. Now you see we have that outline shape there. Looks good. So we can right click on this, or also we can also do this door while we're here as well. So we have the door frame, and this is the door, but this door is sideways, so at some point later we'll rotate this 90 degrees. So let's use 2-point rectangle, start at this top left corner, left click, and we can move our mouse out a bit, enter 92.571, hit tab. Now let's enter 316.503, enter. And now we have this shape here just the way we want it. Now we can select this one and hold shift and select the other. Now we can right click, press pull, and we can remember we have the values down here. So press pull by 8.4, hit enter. Now we have those outlined. That looks good. If we want to, we can pull this back a little bit. We can select the surface here on the back, press pull. We'll just pull this out a little bit. Hit enter. Because this is the door frame, so we kind of want this to be thicker than the rest. So now we have those. Let's move on to the rest of the pieces. So I have these lines drawn out so you know, because this is from the front view and we wouldn't be able to see the entire body, so I have it here on the left side. So we'll just rotate this afterwards. So yeah, let's do this keypad really quick. So let's go back to create sketch. Left click and hold to select the XY plane through this body, or you could always just select the 2D background here. Now we can hit R to bring up 2-point rectangle. Left click at this top left corner, drag your mouse to the right and middle mouse scroll out to zoom out so we can see these values, and let's enter 124.824, tab 111.055, enter. We have our keypad. So let's right click, press pull, and we can enter 8.4, enter. And we can do the divider. Now the divider is unique because the top and bottom aren't the same. So we'll use create sketch, select the 2D background, and we can use the 2-point rectangle if we want to, or we could use the line tool. So let's use the line tool, and if you don't see it here, you can always hit the create drop down and go to line, and it also has a hotkey which is L on the keyboard. So we'll start at this top left corner, left click once, and we'll follow this reference here. We'll left click once again, and we can just follow this all the way through. Left click, left click. We're gonna go down following the reference. We're gonna bring it to about here, and then just follow the reference. And it's just that simple. I could have easily given you guys values, but I don't want you guys to get hung up on inputting values when you can easily catch the shape yourself. Now we'll just close this out. right click, hit OK. Now once this is closed, we have a profile that we can right click, press pull, and this one won't be 8.4 because we want this actually to be a little bit bigger than the rest because this is a divider between the walls. So we'll bring this out to about 11.4, and then we'll change the direction from one side to symmetric so it mirrors it on the opposite side. Now we can hit OK.